He noticed his future bride the moment he embarked on his new job. At the age of 25, Liam was instantly smitten. Olivia, a sprightly 20-year-old, was juggling her university studies with a part-time gig. Initially, she didn't take her new coworker very seriously, steadfastly declining any of his invitations for a simple outing. However, she eventually relented, and this decision was one she never came to regret. Liam was a remarkable man, brimming with engaging conversation topics. Beyond his intellect, he also had striking good looks, which didn't go unnoticed by the other female staff members. A year into their romance, Olivia discovered she was expecting, and soon they welcomed a darling daughter, whom Liam cherished deeply. Before they knew it, 18 years had whizzed past them. Olivia cherished a lifelong bond with her childhood friend, Emma. From their toddler days in kindergarten, their friendship endured the tests of time into their adult years. Emma, now a single mom after a divorce, managed raising her son Noah, who had just returned from military service and was eager to catch up on his studies at university. Liam, over time, grew accustomed to Olivia spending several evenings a week with her friend. Whether they hit the fitness center, caught a movie, or simply chilled at home with drinks, it became routine. Initially, a youthful Liam couldn't fathom why Olivia wouldn't want to spend all her leisure time with him. This led him to harbor silent resentments towards Emma, but as years passed, he came to accept and understand their close bond. Olivia often teased Liam, playfully accusing him of envy, joking that he lamented not having such friendships himself, an assertion Liam begrudgingly accepted as somewhat true. When their daughter moved to another city for college right after high school, eager to escape their small town, Olivia found herself with more time on her hands. She had always taken pride in her appearance, a trait that Liam wholeheartedly supported, never hesitating to finance her beauty endeavors. With their daughter more independent, Olivia started frequenting the gym, dance classes, and yoga sessions more regularly. She became a familiar face at local beauty salons and indulged in spa treatments more often than anyone else in their locale. The investment clearly paid off. Olivia was radiant, turning heads even in her 40s. It was the magnetism that had caught the attention of Noah, Emma's son. Olivia arrived for a visit earlier than her friend, and she was greeted by a young man. As they sipped their tea, Noah suddenly remarked, "You're an incredibly stunning woman." Olivia felt a flush of embarrassment. It was one thing to hear such a compliment from her husband or men her own age, but it took on a different meaning coming from a youthful man who understood the intricacies of youth and beauty. Olivia couldn't help but feel flattered. "Thank you," she replied with a smile. Out of the blue, the young man confessed, "I remember when I was 14, I had an immense crush on you, my first conscious love, you could say." Noah's confession sent shivers down Olivia's spine, making her feel uncomfortable. It was as though she had inadvertently stumbled upon someone else's secret. They didn't speak further on the matter, yet whenever they crossed paths, the woman found herself unable to meet his gaze. Even admitting it to herself, she felt embarrassed that ever since that evening, thoughts of Noah had constantly occupied her mind. She even dreamt of him, envisioning him holding her with his strong hands and pressing his lips against hers. She began to visit her friend less frequently, deliberately choosing times when Noah was away. Olivia was relieved that her friend remained oblivious, as she wished to avoid any conflict. However, fate had its way of intervening. One day, she unexpectedly ran into Noah, and he seized the moment when her mother stepped onto the balcony to smoke, confronting Olivia directly. "Is everything okay? You've been avoiding me," Noah asked with a sense of urgency. Standing so close to each other, the woman's breath caught in her throat. "No, it's just your imagination. I've simply been overwhelmed with work, making it difficult for me to come by as often," she stammered, her lips attempting a smile. Noah gazed at her intently, his expression reflecting concern. There was an unmistakable nervousness about him, and in the next instant, Everything turned topsy-turvy in Olivia's soul. Butterflies fluttered in her stomach, and her cheeks blazed with fire. Her friend's son kissed her, and she found herself unable to resist him. A week later, Noah rang Olivia up and suggested she drop by his place. His mom was away, leaving him to his own devices. On hearing this, Olivia lost her cool, shouted at him, and slammed the phone down. She sat there for ages, gripping the phone tightly and breathing hard. Did he seriously think she'd just drop everything and dash to his bed? That day, she made an excuse to leave work early, and within an hour, she was facing Noah, who opened the door with a smug grin. Their clandestine meetings soon became routine. Olivia felt a tornado of emotions. Fear of her friendship falling apart if her friend ever got wind of her and Noah. Guilt towards Liam, who innocently believed she was working late while she was enjoying the embrace of a younger man, and an intense infatuation with her lover. Their rendezvous were not always possible, so Olivia arranged their trysts during the day around lunch to keep Liam in the dark. She tried to act as if nothing was amiss. Ironically, Liam began to notice a change in her radiance, her different demeanor. He admired Olivia, clueless about the real cause behind her transformation. One day, lying together after a passionate encounter, Noah looked at her with longing and said, "Leave your husband and let's run away together. I want you by my side." He gazed at her adoringly, and she saw the sincerity in his eyes. "Oh sure, your mom will probably hunt us down," Olivia joked. "We won't breathe a word to mine," he reassured. Despite such conversations, Olivia always felt a strong urge to cut ties with Noah, to forget all that had transpired between them. She and Liam had built a life together for almost 2 decades, and imagining a future without him was impossible. Despite her deep affection for Noah, her love for Liam was undeniable, and she couldn't simply walk away from him. However, their secret affair was doomed from the start. It was never meant to endure or bring lasting happiness. Once again, when Olivia ran away from work to find solace in the arms of her lover, Emma stumbled upon them in bed. The sight made Emma feel sick, and her son quickly called an ambulance for his distraught mother. Shocked and frozen, Emma kept repeating the same question. "How could you?" She looked sadly into her friend's eyes, while Olivia sobbed and begged for forgiveness. Meanwhile, Noah retreated to the kitchen, avoiding the eyes of the women. He overheard his mother insisting that Olivia should confess everything to Liam, otherwise Emma would do it herself. Olivia was crying and begging her not to do it. Olivia reluctantly had to confess. She didn't want Liam to find out about her affair from someone else, so, summoning all her courage, she opened her soul to him. At first, he couldn't believe it, considering it a cruel joke by his wife. However, when he saw the tears streaming down her face, he realized the truth. They decided to save their marriage for the sake of their family and daughter. However, after experiencing a tumultuous year full of quarrels and resentments, they eventually divorced. Olivia's heart ached for her lover, and Liam couldn't bear to even lie in the same bed with his wife. Their daughter accepted the divorce, but severed all ties with her mother's lover. Olivia hoped that over time her daughter would change her mind and restore their relationship. Noah transferred to a university in another city, which forced him and Olivia to distance themselves from judgmental acquaintances and gossip. Emma cut off all contact with them, unable to come to terms with the fact that her friend had contacted her own son. After numerous unsuccessful attempts to conceive a child, Olivia and Noah broke up, leaving the woman alone in a strange city.